All right, now, man, listen, I want to bring back my very special guest for the third time today. We had some technical difficulties, but we back, baby. We
Yep,
like we
yep.
like Jordan in '96. We back. You know what I mean? Want
I
to
feel
bring
you.
in new Washington Huskies commit, 4-star athlete, plays all three ways in high school. He can return in the return game. He can go get it as a receiver, and he's a lockdown defensive back, Mr. DYSON McCutcheon. New nickname alert. Dice him up, McCutcheon. Dice, what's good, man? Thanks for joining me again.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I'm really excited.
Nah, man, listen, we're working through all the drama, but we're here, and I'm
Right.
excited to get this interview rolling. I think we're good to go. So before we get to your whole story, because I know people want to know about you as a young pup, you know, your high school years and what you think the future holds for you, your family, and so on and so forth. But you just made a recent commitment, big time commitment to the Husky faithful there in Seattle, chose to
Right.
be a Washington Husky. Why was Washington the program for you after 20 plus schools offered you scholarships?
Right. I would say just the tradition of sending out DBs. I feel like that's a big thing. I feel like every player wants to go to the next level, and they've gotten several DBs, big time DBs, to that next level. And I know the coaching staff is really good, and they're gonna develop me. If I go in there coachable, I know I'm gonna become the best version of myself. And then I just feel comfortable going there. I heard Seattle's much like LA, and I know a lot about LA, so that's another big thing. I just feel like I'm gonna go up there and be comfortable, and I just have to worry about football, just balling.
Just balling. You know what? That's what you do, and you do it real well. Follow-up question to that. You talk about Jimmy Lake, recently promoted as a head coach from being defensive coordinator, done an unbelievable job of not only developing defensive backs, but also recruiting them, right? It's a two-pronged attack. You got to be able to recruit them, then you got to be able to develop. He's done it here. Being in the circumstances we're at across the country with the BLM and the protests going on about police brutality, what does it mean for you to go play for an African-American head coach, a black head coach here in the Pac-12?
No, it's big. I know coaches worldwide that are gonna support me with this whole thing going on, but just to have him being African American, he could kind of understand what our race is going through and all that. And I'm pretty sure he's been through a couple things throughout his life, so he could kind of just educate me about things and kind of just be a mentor in that subject, and just make sure that my mind is right with all this going on.
No doubt about it, man. And I think that's very big. I think that's very important because not everybody has that. Okay,
right?
Not everybody has that in their head coach, and I'm sure people know kind of some of the issues that are going on across the country with head coaches. But let's move along. Let's talk a little bit about you back in the day, right? Let's go back in the day. When did you begin playing the game of football?
I would say I started off playing flag football at 5, and I didn't start off as well as everyone thought I was gonna do. First game of the season, I think I was crying, I was scared, I was nervous, and all that. And my dad, being a big time football player, is kind of like, man, I let everybody down, you know. But I was a little kid, and then throughout the years, I gained some confidence and just started just playing the game, not thinking that much. And Junior All-American, I had a great time, man. Just playing with my friends, that was the biggest thing. I just remember going to practices, enjoying the time with my friends. But all the football, man, I love it. It's been a part of my life for all my life, to be honest. And no, I love being a part of football.
No, listen, you're starting off being a little shook and being a little timid. I think that people can relate to that all across the world, starting off something new, a little timid, a little scared. But you said you gained some confidence. When did you gain that confidence, and how did you feel after you had that confidence?
I would say probably after my second year tackle football. I felt like I never really thought about playing in high school or anything like that. I was just playing for fun, you know. And then this my second year tackle. I really thought, like, I'm actually good at this. Like, I feel like I'm better than most kids at this game. So that's where my confidence kind of boosted. And I had a successful season, and just getting love from everybody, all the support from my family. That was a big thing. My family supported me like crazy, so that definitely boosted my confidence, and it just elevated my game.
You know, most people here in Southern California know who your dad is, but for the fans and the listeners who are watching, won't you give them some background about who your dad is and why he was such a big figure here in Southern California?
Well, my dad played at Bishop Vermont, won a CIF title. He has his jersey retired at Bishop Vermont. Actually, I can't wear 2-1. That's off limits because he did some great things in it. And then he went on to play at SC. Had a great career there, and then was drafted to the Cleveland Browns. And I think he played 6 to 8 years around there. And you know, I feel like a lot of kids look up to him because he's not out of La Puente, but he went to Bishop Vermont, and he just kind of created the path for all of us, especially me. I look up to him. He's my role model. He's taught me everything I've known about football, and he helped me love the game of football. And I honestly think I wouldn't be where I am without him. I love him, man. He's done so much for me, so much.
No question about it. It's great to hear a father, and specifically a Black father, being such a big part of his young man's life, as I try to be for mine. You got a chance to meet Austin a little earlier, so yeah. I know what you may be feeling and thinking, and I know what your dad may be feeling and thinking. Let's move along and tell your dad, though, I do remember that 94 championship game against Mater Dei. He had the big time run up the sidelines, first play of the game. And that was back in the day, but it was a fun time, a great moment. And he was a great football player. But let's get back to dice him up, right? Junior All-American, you're playing at Diamond Bar Pop Warner. Were you always this three-way player? Could you get it in all three phases back then? Or is that something you had to develop over time?
Oh, yeah. I think they started me off both ways. I know. I think they knew my dad. They said he could go both ways. Dyson could go both ways. So they threw me out there, and I feel like I did good on both sides of the ball. On offense, I feel like I was just faster than most kids. So, you know, at that young age, if you got speed, you're going to destroy everybody. So on offense, I was cool. And then on defense, I feel like I just knew the game. I feel like I was mature in the game. So I knew what was coming on defense and all that. But yeah, I played every side of the ball.
Yeah, no question about it, man. You talked a little bit about, you know, coaches might say, hey, that's Dalen's son. He going to play both sides. Mm-hmm. What was it like growing up under that spotlight for you, and how'd you manage it?
No, it's a lot of pressure. It's been a lot of pressure, and I know I have big shoes to fill, but I'm willing to take on that task. I mean, it's a blessing. But there's some negatives, but it's a blessing for people to think highly of you. But like I said, there's a lot of pressure. They expect you to do great things. And I feel like I've been working hard throughout my whole career, and I've kind of proven myself every step of the way, especially in high school. You know, I feel like a lot of people say, like, oh, he's not going to be as good as his dad and all that. But I feel like I've kind of created my own career pretty much. I'm my own person. That's why I really like that I committed to UW. I feel like a lot of people thought, you know, I was going to SC like my pops, but I'm kind of creating my own story, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, no, I think that's very mature of you. I think that takes some foresight and definitely being comfortable in your own skin. Let's move forward in your journey. You chose to go to La Puente Bishop Amat, or as we like to call it out here, Amat High School.
Right.
Did you have a say-so in where you went to high school, or was dad like, hey, were you going to Amat?
No, I did have a say-so. But I think everyone knew where I was going. And I grew up going to those games. I was ball boy. All those games when Tyler Vaughn, Sydney, all them was there.
Yeah.
You know, I was ball boy, and I love those Friday nights, man. Those were great. Just the tradition at that school is great. So, you know, my dad gave me a choice. He said, I think I was thinking of Mater Dei, Bosco, or Bishop Vermont. And my dad said, look, it's up to you. And I said, you know, Bishop Vermont, I can't go wrong with that. So, you know, I chose them, and I like my decision.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's been a very, very successful run for you. So you just had a big time junior year, and I thought, from my perspective, your recruiting ran a little slow, but there were a couple games this year where you really showed out versus big time competition. Mater Dei being one of those schools. Talk about your performances versus that elite competition, and then how recruiting changed for you after you showed up and showed out.
Well, first, I think I'm like with Mater Dei, they're big time school, and I feel like a lot of people kind of doubted me, and just to show out versus that competition on that platform it was huge for my recruitment. It kind of proved I knew all that time I could compete at a high level, but kind of proved all the recruits and all the schools that I could compete at that level. And going into that game, I kind of told myself, like, you kind of got nothing to lose. I mean, if people are expecting me to do bad, like, I have nothing to lose. So I just put it all out there, and it was a blessing for me. It was a blessing because it definitely boosted my confidence, and it kind of proved people wrong about what they're saying and how I couldn't compete at that type of level. No, it was huge. That was a big game right there.
Yeah, no question about it. I remembered watching the highlights, and I said, dice them up is loose. and it was great to see you go out there and ball out. How did the recruiting change at that point for you? You know, what schools started knocking on your door, ringing your doorbell, or ringing your phone? Where, how much momentum did that performance give you heading, to finish your junior season?
No, it was a big momentum shift. No, I was gonna look at from colleges before that, but I think they're just like on that edge, and that game kind of like pushed them over, and that made them offer me. So I feel like it brought a lot of big time schools in, but I feel like most of those schools were kind of right there in that game, kind of assured them that hey, this man could go.
Yeah, no question about it. It definitely puts a lot of schools over there. You're up to 20 plus offers. You chose Washington. You told us why. But what I really want to know is, what other schools were you seriously considering? Was there anybody other than Washington that you said, you know what, they might be it?
Well, I'll say my top three was Washington, Michigan, and Cal. That was my top three. I really enjoyed Cal. It's close to home. I really enjoyed them, and then Michigan is a big platform. They play big time teams, and it's a powerhouse program. But I feel like Washington was the best fit for me. I'll say for me that was the best fit, and just me being a DB, I think that there's no other place I should go to.
Now you're in the summer going into your senior year. Senior year is always a special year for every athlete, probably every student, probably every person in the world. Senior year is coming up. What have you done this offseason to help you better prepare for the competition that you and my teammates are going to be facing this year?
No, just definitely staying consistent with working out. I feel like maybe some people are lacking off with all this quarantine stuff going on, but I've made sure to stay consistent with stuff. So whenever season starts, I'm ready. I'll say a big thing is I've been trying to put on some weight, get bigger for this upcoming season, because I know in college I'm definitely going to have to be a little bit bigger, because those dudes not close to being high school size. Those dudes just next level. So I say that's the biggest thing. But just staying consistent with stuff and just being dedicated to the game. I don't really care. I want a season, but I know I'm going to work no matter what, even if we don't have one.
Yeah, and we know that's, not a foregone conclusion that we're going to have a season out here in Southern California, but we're going to keep our fingers crossed. Let's move along. You talked about guys in college and those guys being next level. Where do you fit in that defensive backs room and that cornerbacks room at the University of Washington?
They talked to me about playing nickel, but they also talked to me about playing outside. They said, when you come in, we're just gonna work you at both of them and just see wherever you perform the best at, and then if you prove your point at outside, then we're gonna see you at outside. But another reason why I picked Washington is just how good the DBs are there right now. I feel like they're all gonna make me better, and even their commits last season, I feel like they're really talented. So I feel like they'll make me better. Just that competition will just make me a better player.
Yeah, no question about it. Washington has recruited very well over the last few years. Trent McDuffie starred as a true freshman last year on the outside. They got a lot of really good defensive backs in that defensive backs room. Let's move along. When you get to Seattle and you walk into that building, what's your mindset as a true freshman going in being a Washington Husky?
Definitely to just take everything in. I would say just learn the most. But I'm also gonna go in there with a little chip on my shoulder. I'm the freshman, so I kind of got to earn everybody's respect. But just to take everything in. There's gonna be people from all over the country to just learn about them and all that. But also just to go in there, just competing. Just displaying what I got, and hopefully that leads me to playing on those game days.
College football is more than just about college football. I'm a former college football player, and I know this firsthand. There are a lot of distractions, a lot of different interests. What do you plan on majoring in when you get to Seattle on campus? What do you plan on majoring in, and what do you want to do after football?
I think I'm a major in journalism. I really enjoy journalism. I'm taking that in school right now, and I have a good time doing that. And then after football, I love to be like on ESPN, something like that, broadcaster, anything like that. But my main thing is I just want to be successful. I love playing football. Of course, I want to make it to the NFL, but I just want to be successful. It doesn't matter if it's on the field, off the field. I just want to be successful and just enjoy the future.
What are some habits that you've been taught by your dad, by your coaches, by people that are in your inner circle? What are some habits that you've been taught that are going to help you become successful?
No, I'll say my dad is just like I've been saying, just compete on and off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a regular job or anything like that. I'll just say compete, because I know he's gonna always push me to be the best in whatever I do. Doesn't matter if it's playing ball or just having a job behind the desk or anything like that. I know he's gonna push me. So just having that mindset of being the best at whatever I do will definitely help me off the field as well.
No question about it. Again, going into your senior year, in 5 years from now, Dyson, in 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
5 years from now, in the NFL, man, playing ball in the NFL. Yep. That's my dream right there. That's my dream ever since I was little. That's been my main goal, and just taking all these steps. The commitment is the next step, and then going to Seattle, next step, and then just performing, just next step. So I picture myself in the NFL in 5 years.
No question about it. I like to ask this from time to time with my guests. Celebrity crush, right? For those young women, young ladies across the country, I'm sure they're watching this, and they're not oohing and on over me. I'm pretty sure they're oohing and on over you. But if I had to ask you, who's your celebrity crush, what would you say?
You kind of put me on the spot. My girlfriend with me right now, so I think I got to hold off on that one. But I would say my celebrity crush is my girlfriend. I'm going to play it safe.
Okay. And listen, ain't nothing wrong. Listen, man, when she's happy, you're happy.
Right.
Listen, no issue there. You're going to go with your girlfriend. No, hey, listen, Dice, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. I thank you so much for your time and your energy, man. You're a beautiful kid. You got a great smile. You're an awesome football player. You come from a terrific family. And I wish you nothing but the best this upcoming season. Nothing but health and prosperity as you move along in your football journey, but not just your football journey, but your life journey. Got a lot of love and respect for the McCutcheon family. And I really appreciate you for jumping on the show.
No, thank you for having me. I appreciate it as well. No, I had a good time. No, thank you. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Ladies and gentlemen, new Washington Husky commit. Gonna play the nickel, gonna play the outside. He may be kick returning. There's no telling what Dice him up may be able to do in Seattle. Dyson McCutcheon here. Transparent Truth, Instant Impact, Coach Keith. We'll see y'all next time.
Thank you.